Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the BeBall Jones podcast. Of course, I'm your host, BeBall Jones, and today I have a professional here, guys. Like this man is a modern day Renaissance man. This guy is dope people. He was a high level elite college player, made it to the pros, made it to the NBA, guys, and now this man won a Grammy, doing business stuff like all across. This man is like phenomenal, man. So I would like to introduce you guys to none other than Maurice Ager.
Yo,
What's going
yo,
on, bro?
yo, yo, what's good, man? Thanks for having me, bro. I appreciate
Man, I
being here,
appreciate you
dog.
coming on.
Yeah, no
Yeah, it
doubt.
means a lot, man. So tell the people, like, you got so much going on, man. Tell the people about just a little bit of what you got going on right now, man.
Oh yeah, man. Right now, bro. Yeah, got quite a few things going on, man. I'm promoting my website right here at the bottom. Pretty much like
Yeah.
a one-stop shop. Actually a brand development company that I started earlier this year. So outside of my own brands, I help other people, in their businesses and artists and entrepreneurs. I help them actually like get their brand going, give them brand ideas. And,
Mm-hmm.
we see which direction we can help them, expand their brands and, yeah, and it's going good so far, man. So I have a lot of things going on in terms of, my books, I dropped 4 books this year, my clothing line, cartoons, several brands, health drink, called Baby Fat Water. It's a daily detox cleanser. And yeah, man, we're steady growing every day. We're creating every day. And yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with it, man. I'm a full-time creator. I still do my basketball thing with the kids. I still do training, elite training. Have a basketball camp next week. But all in all, man, I'm just out here having a good time, man, enjoying life, allowing myself to be a vessel, you know what I'm saying? Just putting good energy out into the world and just having fun while I'm doing it. Feel me?
Like when you first told me about all this stuff, I was like, I ain't know how you did it, bro. Like I still don't understand how you manage all this stuff at one time, man. But
Yeah,
it's impressive, bro. Cause
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it.
so what made you get into all that stuff, man? Because usually, people see athletes as just one track minded, but obviously that's not you. So how'd you like develop the curiosity and all these different things?
Man, I just feel like just always been a creator, always been interested in, just creating, ever since I was a young child, bro. It was always music, always designing something, always
Hmm.
wanted to like I remember being a young boy, bro. I wanted to be an inventor, you know what I'm saying? So just inventing
Hmm.
things. And I mean, this around the time when we was really like literally using our imaginations to make things happen, bro. You know what I'm saying? Obviously we
Yeah.
had video games and stuff like that, but we really had to be tapped in on our imagination, bro. So I was just fortunate enough to keep my imagination growing up. I never let that like go away from me. And to this day, you know what I'm saying? I use my imagination to create. I don't necessarily overthink things. Like I said, I just allow myself to be a vessel. And whatever ideas come to me, I take a look at them, and if I can bring them to life, I will. And I think the most important thing about that is not necessarily worrying about the outcomes or the results of what happens when it comes to like just creating. Because if God give you an idea, you kind of just got to move on it, bro, and allow divinity, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, to actually take care of the rest. You know what I'm saying? Your job is just to put out the good energy, move on those different ideas, and keep it pushing. I feel like one thing that stifled us in terms of being able to like really move freely is the fact that we overthink things, and
Hmm.
we automatically think that everything and every idea that we put out has to automatically do well. It has to have
Yep.
likes, the views, the clout, anything that may feel like that's worldly or just egotistical. You know what I'm saying? We feel like we want those things, but ultimately, in order to operate in this type of frame, there has to be a lot of surrender. The ego has to be out the way, and you just have to really allow yourself to be a vessel for the greatest possible ideas that come through you, bro. And it's really just about
Hmm.
sharing good energy and sharing love. So that's where I'm at with it, bro. I don't really get caught up in um, results like that, man. Because the results they come when they come how they come. At this point, bro, I'm just building content and doing my thing, bro. That's the only thing that matters to me right now.
How'd you get to that point though? Because like for me, I used to struggle a lot with being an overthinking and overanalyzing and all that stuff. But you just seem to kind not go with the flow, but you just kind of just go with it regardless of what happens. Like how'd you get to that point though?
Yeah, it is the flow. It's something that I push often. It's called the flow state. So I write about it in my book. I wrote about it in my book, Me, Myself, and I, how I use my imagination to make it to the NBA. It's called the flow stage, where you really just you surrender, you let go, and then you allow The idea is to flow through you. You really truly let yourself be, like I keep saying, a vessel instead of feeling like you're controlling everything. You know what I'm saying? I think once we really once we grasp and understand that there's a God and there's a divine force that knows more than we do, and we're literally here to be vessels to carry out these different tasks, then you can really be like, all right, it's bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? I understand where ego comes in and makes us and have us feeling like we gotta accomplish this, we gotta get this goal. But ultimately, it's about really just letting go and allowing. And to get to that place, bro, experience, man. It's easier said than done, bro. To be honest with you, it's definitely easier said than done, man. It takes a lot of meditation. It takes, you know what I mean, pain. When you go through enough pain, eventually you're like, I feel like I'm holding on too much. I feel like I'm working way too hard. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being in the flow. So I feel like some keys to get there for sure is to recognize that, for one, our goals and our desires are small compared to what the grand purpose is for us to be here. So it really takes a person to go in and really tap in on their deep purpose on why they're here. You feel me? You got to know why, what's your purpose here on earth? You know what I'm saying? And it takes time and meditation, prayer, ups, downs, studies, knowledge. You know what I'm saying? All of these things can bring you to the place where you're like, man, what's my deep purpose to be here? You know what I'm saying? I know that we play basketball, we love, but what is it about basketball that's leading me to actually do that thing that spirit want me to do? You know what I'm saying? It can be whatever, bro. For me, it can be service. It can be lifting up this message right here. You know what I'm saying? Basketball brought us here. You know what I'm saying? We just found out we was related. You feel me? So it's like, it's many things for a message to get out. So ultimately, it's about understanding that the message needs to be soul liberation, freedom, letting go of the ego, and just allowing, the goodness to flow through you. And when you do that, bro, it's just like it's a whole nother level of peace and freedom. And that allows you to be able to create and just kind of just, move freely, bro. Especially when you just detach from some of the outcomes, man. Like, once again, man, that takes time, man. You got to be conscious of it. You got to be very intentional about freeing yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is really about, this experience on earth is really about freeing ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And not getting caught up in all of the hype, bro. Like, it's a very small percentage of people who actually come here and free themselves and grow in the ways that they came here to grow. So it's work. And honestly, I feel like that's the real work. Anything else that we love doing, that's just kind of tasks, you know what I'm saying? But the real work is being able to let go, surrender, find your purpose. You can allow your purpose to serve others.
So do you feel like you're free right now?
Definitely. Yeah. So I've been free for a long time, but there's levels, you know what I'm saying? Every time you go up to another level, there's different things you have to deal with, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about consciously, you know what I'm saying? When you grow and when you level up, when you overcome certain things, it's a never ending cycle. So it's like being free is it's a state of mind, it's a state of being, and it's an intention, you know what I'm saying? And being free is basically not being pigeonholed by anybody else's validations. You don't care what people think no more. You did what I'm saying? Being free is not feeling like you're tying your freedom into something material. You feel me? Material stuff, they come and go. So you can't necessarily tie your freedom to that, because ultimately you can have it one day and you can be gone the next day. So true freedom is being able to recognize, like, listen, man, I'm good with or without it. Good day, I'm good. Bad day, I'm good. Steak dinner, I'm good. Noodles, I'm good. You got to be good either way, bro. So it's really about being neutral and balanced in your approach in life, because it's easy to get caught up in all of the distractions on what you should be, what you should have. But does it really align with God and the harmony of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and if it doesn't, bro, you find yourself out of harmony, out of whack, frustrated, and depleted. The energy is depleted because you put so much energy into low key trying to please other people, low key trying to please yourself, a piece of yourself based upon what you think success is because of some physical attribute, and those things they come and go. So it's just like it's really about freeing yourself mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and operating from that space. And once again, that's work. It's the grind work, and I feel like that's the work that's gonna not only make you a free being, but it actually helps in everything you do in life. You know what I'm saying? Not now everything that you want or the things that you desire, it just tends to come a little bit more natural without you having to work as hard for it. Things pop up for you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really just being in the flow, bro. And it's a very very wonderful place to be in when you're not necessarily um, where you're not a slave to your desires, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So you weren't always like this though. Like you're very philosophical now, and you're a thoughtful guy. But were you like this as a kid though?
Man, yeah. I was always into meditation. Yeah, I was a Bruce Lee kid, bro. I was always, honestly, I hear people talk about, having awakenings and stuff like that. But me personally, I was always kind of awakening as I was going. Like I was rediscovering different streams of consciousness. You know what I'm saying? So it was always different. It was levels. Like I said, like I was definitely a pretty conscious kid. You know what I'm saying? I was one of those people. I remember being 11 years old, reading books on New World Order. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that, government conspiracies, and I was always, you know what I mean. I was always kind of like more attracted to spirituality, for sure. So, that don't mean I wasn't a knucklehead at times. That don't mean I got off the beaten path. That don't mean I was out here wilding out. That don't mean none of that. You know what I'm saying? The only thing it means is that, you know what I'm saying, I had my human experience. You know what I'm saying? I had my young days. I did my thing. I did my thing with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? And I know I ain't missing out on nothing now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I remember being in the clubs drunk. You know what I'm saying? Talking that consciousness to the chicks. You know what I'm saying? It's like literally, like I don't know what it was, bro. It's like I used to be bagging chicks, like busting out. You you from, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so it was always a thing, bro. So you just continue to grow into that space. You dig?
So how did that connect you or connect into your game when you was growing up, man? Because sometimes it seems like the spiritualness and being woke or whatever, it doesn't connect to basketball. But I know there's a connection there. How did that connect for you?
Bro, that gave me the mental edge. That's mental. Everything was mental, bro. Everything was mental, bro. I always had the mental edge over people, like especially growing up, college and stuff like that. Like my mentality was always, I was meditating. Man, wasn't nobody meditating back then. You know what I'm saying? I was really tapping in on creative visualization. I was really, you know what I'm saying? I was locked in on not only was Michael Jordan's game. I was like, yo, what are you doing mentally? You know what I'm saying? Then I had some guys where I I had some mentors growing up who taught me, mental strength and mental, how to, have a mental approach to the game, bro. So it was always mental for us. You know what I'm saying? So it's basketball, man. Listen, the greatest basketball players, the greatest anybody, they're all mentalists. You know what I'm saying? From Bruce Lee to Muhammad Ali, Kobe, LeBron, you name it. You know what I'm saying? You have a few special people who don't necessarily have to be as mentally engaged. Like, you have like a guy like AI, he can come out and just get busy, you know what I'm saying, after a long night, you know what I'm saying? And go out there and do what he got to do. But for the most part, anybody who's like become a master of their craft, bro, they tapped in, bro. So it all goes hand in hand. They might not talk about it much, but the mental aspects of things is definitely connected with basketball for sure. Like, we're watching it now. I mean, look at a guy like Jimmy Butler. Is he more talented than Jason Tatum? But is he more mentally stronger? Yeah, of course, you can see it. Like, he's more mentally tapped in, and that can take you a long way.
So take me back to 14-year-old Mo. Like, where was he at? What was he like in his basketball journey, his spiritual journey? What was he like?
Man, 14, I was bad, bro. I was getting in trouble a lot. You know what I'm saying? Getting kicked out of schools and all types of stuff. Yeah, I was a menace when I was a kid, bro. But like, they called me Reese when I was younger, so that was like a whole different. Reese was a beast. You know what I'm saying? Reese was really a beast. Like, and I was beating people up, bro. Like, the basketball games is like, don't be like, if we hooped and you was cheating, like it was on. Like, I don't know, you cheating, bro. Like, to me, you know what I'm saying? It got us busy, but like real focus though, focus on the game. You know, I didn't go to school much. I was always kicked out, so it's like I was always home before everybody else. So as soon as they get out of school, I'm banging on their door. Boom, 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 boom. It's time to go. We gotta go hoop. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was always the first one on the court. I was always the one ready. Um, you know, it was it was evident at that time that I was really passionate, more passionate than my peers for sure. But yeah, I was a leader though, man. I created my own AAU teams. You know what I'm saying? We had our own hoop it up teams. You know what I'm saying? We won championships. You know what I'm saying? We traveled around. Like it was lit, bro. My childhood was super lit. When I was 14, man, yeah, that was a good year. Um, I was actually in ninth grade. I think I played JV that year. You know what I'm saying? Coach put me on JV. Didn't really play that well. I probably averaged like 4 points a game. And yeah, I wasn't really balling like that. Now that I think about it, you know what I'm saying? The coach was Coach Ralph. Yeah, me and him didn't get along much. But I ended up transferring after my freshman year over to Detroit Crockett, and that's when I started to break out. My sophomore year.
So when did you start playing varsity?
Sophomore.
Okay, sophomore year. So what was it like your freshman year not playing varsity? Did you feel like you were supposed to be there? Did you feel like NBA dreams were kind of messed up because you weren't at varsity level? Like, what was it like for you?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it got to a point where I started to accept it. So I started looking at some of the other like really good players. Like that was little years, like a couple years older than me. I'm like, okay, he played JV his freshman year. Look at him now, type shit. So I was easier. It was easier for me to accept it once I recognized that. Oh, man, he really about to put me on JV. And I probably wasn't as ready. You know what I'm saying? I needed to get a little stronger. I feel like talent wise, I definitely could have played. But the coach, he had such a strict system, bro. It was like he played this real old ass wheel offense. You know what I'm saying? So it just wasn't necessarily something I picked up on early on. You will have to kind of like come up in that system in order to play within that type of offense. He had a real strict system, and it was kind of whack. And it wasn't conducive to my game. You know what I'm saying? I was talented. You know what I'm saying? I got this. His system was for players who wasn't that nice. You know what I'm saying? So you can imagine, like it's just like having an Allen Iverson playing in the triangle. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? So, he was trying to like mold me and all this. I was just like, nah, it's good. So I ended up transferring. I think they wanted to put me on JV again my sophomore year, and I wasn't having that. I was like, nah. So I got up out of there. I bounced, went to my Detroit Crockett, ended up doing my thing over there. You know what I'm saying? And it was uphill from there.
So what was your game like around that time? Did you feel like you was one of the nicer ones? Like you get busy when the best in the city, best in the state. Like what were you like around that time?
Yeah. I was more of a point guard at that time, though. I feel like I was more PG-ish. You know what I'm saying? I had a growth spurt between my ninth and 10th grade year. I grew to about maybe 6'1". But in high school, my ninth grade year, I was maybe like 5'8", 5'9", bro. So I was still playing a point. Probably had more of a game like AI. I was more AI when I was younger. Yeah, I modeled my game after him a lot. So pretty quick, you know what I'm saying? Just scoring, getting buckets, left to right crossover, pull ups, you know what I'm saying? Get to the cup, yelling at us, you know what I'm saying? I was really, really a tough kid, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to it. But yeah, my game started to change as I got taller, so I became more of a tool.
So who were some people in your area that, or in your class that you was like kind of bumping heads with? You was like, okay, I see Peep Game over there. I see somebody over there. Who you around in that era?
Man, you got a guy named Ricardo Billings. He went to Ohio State. He was pretty much my rival for at least 2 years. Solid, real solid player. 6'4", combo guard. Our games were totally different, but we were still listed at 2 guards. So we was the 2 best guards in the city. So it's like they compared us to each other. You remember Deion Harris?
Yeah.
Deion Harris went to Michigan. He was pretty cool. Other guys, Joe Carr. Shout out to the homie. It was quite a few guys, man. Just some ghetto, bro. Like they was the ones, like Cal Wooten. Like it was. They really didn't. Some of them play, Division I, but a lot of them didn't really make it to, past like D1 and all like that. But in high school, there was some dogs, man. Detroit basketball was like they prepared me for the Big Ten. definitely. You know what I'm saying? How tough it was.
So you mentioned Big Ten, man. You went to Michigan State. So when did you start getting that level of attention around you? It was like, oh, Michigan State, D1. Like, when did it start happening for you?
I would say during my sophomore year, when I was averaged like 15 points. The team school that I went to, the year before that, they won 4 games. It was a fairly new high school. I think the school was maybe around 4 or 5 years, so it was still new. Um, it was in a division that was at that time was considered like a lower level division, but ended up being one of the best divisions in all of high school. You know what I'm saying? In Detroit, and they started to gain national attention as well. So not only did I put that school on the map, you know what I'm saying, I put it on a natural the national scene as well, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I started cooking, and then we went to our first regional championship, regional title. We won the first regional, and I was doing my thing. But that's sophomore year to my junior year, I grew like 2 or 3 more inches. I grew to maybe like 6'4", from like 6'1". So it was like my hops was already kind of solid. You know what I'm saying? And my hops, like the basketball guys, were like, yo, give him about 5 more inches on that vert, about 3-4 more inches on his height. Yes, I'm out, man. Listen, my junior year, that summer league, that AAU, oh my gosh, I was destroying everybody in the country. You know what I'm saying? Like it was ugly. You know what I'm saying? I was on that AAU scene going ham. Yeah, AAU was the shit back then. I don't, now I'm sure it's whatever now, but like AAU when we was coming up, that's where you made your name, and that's where I got busy, especially going into my junior, my junior year. Yeah, that was really fun, bro. Vegas, a lot of places, bro. Yeah, I was cooking. That's when I met Brian actually too. I met Brian for the first time out in Oakland when he played with the Oakland Soldiers. He played with them for a weekend. Saw him play for the first time. Like, man, this kid is nice. You know what I'm saying? People was talking about him, but we was just kicking it. He was like, I'm from Ohio. I'm like, what the hell are you playing on the California team for? So it was cool. Like he was so down to earth, bro, and we've been cool ever since, man.
So when did you first meet Tom Izzo?
I think I met Tom Izzo one of my sophomore year. I went up to some of the games. We went up there. We would go out throughout the season, go to Michigan State games. They wasn't even recruiting me at this time, but sometimes they invite like 6 to 7 top players, from the city, just come up there, visits and stuff like that. So I met him briefly. It wasn't really much, talk about at that time. I wasn't even thinking about Michigan State. When I was a sophomore, I was more so just trying to, establish myself in high school, bro. At that time, I don't even think I got any letters. I ain't started getting letters till like maybe towards the end of my sophomore year. I think I got my first letter.
So what made you feel like, what gave you the confidence and the mindset to be like, I can make it to D1 level? Like, because you weren't even getting in the office and stuff. Like, what was like, that's nothing for me, bro.
Man, I was D1. Like, I was already on the NBA in my mind, bro.
Word.
I already knew it. Like, yeah, I just knew that I needed to take the steps, but I had no doubt in my mind I was going to the NBA. But D1 was, that was. I'm gonna be real. That never felt like anything that was out of reach. You know what I'm saying? Never.
So what gave you that confidence? Because a lot of kids say it, but for you to like fully believe it, what gave you that confidence though?
Man, I just knew how hard I worked, how much I loved the game. You know what I'm saying? I know I was putting in work that most people wasn't. I knew that I was in the gym at 2, 3 in the morning, even as a kid. On courts all day. Like, once again, I spent a lot of time with myself working on my game. You know what I'm saying? I don't think kids do that no more. I talk about that in my book, in my new book, Me, Myself, and I, how important it is to really just get on the court and work on your own game. We love trainers. You know what I'm saying? I think that our generation is amazing just because our generation is the ones who's training these kids, but ultimately, in order for the kids to become great, they got to do their work on their own too. You know what I'm saying? I think it's very, very important for them to get the training and to be on that court, working it out in their mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, like, when I was younger, bro, it happened in my mind already, bro. I was like, I didn't have so many scenarios, college games. I'm like, all right, cool, I need this game because it was around the time when you damn near had to go like 4 years and college was the only way to make it to the NBA damn near. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like
Yep.
I remember just imagining myself just hitting game winners and getting drafted. I still remember to this day, 7th grade, watching Stephon Marbury get drafted and him crying after he got drafted, bro. I started crying too. I'm just like, what the fuck, man? I'm like, yo, he that happy? He crying? I never understood what it meant to cry from being happy. I was like,
Mm.
whatever he felt, I'm like, I gotta feel that way one day. He went up there and
Mm.
shook David Stern hand. I was just like, yeah, I have to experience that. AI got drafted that year too, but I was just kind of like, Marbury stood out to me the most just because he broke down. I was like,
Mm.
yeah, whatever that, yeah, that's the feeling right there. I remember
Mm.
I told Marbury too later on after I got drafted. I'm like, yo, bro, I remember when you got drafted, bro, like that. Shit brought me to tears too. I'm in 7th grade. Shit, so I already had it in my mind, bro. It was just a matter of just time and space.
Look, let's be serious, man. Stop playing around. All right. You didn't got too comfortable. You didn't got relaxed. You forgot that you still got people behind you chasing you right now. You still got people to catch up to. You think just because you won a championship or you had a pretty good game last time that you can relax now. We ain't worry about none of that stuff. Your goal right now is to look at how you were yesterday. Look at the player you were last night. Figure out how to be better than that person. Right now is you versus you. Your goal right now is to make progress in the person that you were last night, the person that you were yesterday. Be the person this week should be the person from last week. The person this month should be the person from last month. On the court and off the court. Personal development too. So right now, progress is the only goal. We ain't worried about what other people got going on. Focus on progress. It's you versus you. It's me versus me. So that right there is your mission. That's your goal. I don't care about who say the best in state is. Who I don't care about any of that. Your goal right now is to be better than you were yesterday. I don't care if you struggle to make the team. I don't care if you the last player they're looking at to make the team. We ain't worry about none of that. Your goal right now is to be better than you were yesterday. I don't care if you're the number one player in the nation. Could care less. Your goal right now is to be better than you were yesterday. So go ahead and get you one of these because you need that reminder because you got too comfortable. That's the issue. You got too comfortable. This can't get you comfortable right here. So go ahead, get you a reminder, get you like a flag hanging as a reminder to say progress is on the goal. All right, so you went to Michigan State, played for
Right.
Tom. Walk me through that journey with you, because freshman year you wasn't like the hottest thing smoking. You weren't just like NBA bound off the rip. So like, walk me through that journey for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things, man. College was an adjustment. Yeah, for me, bro. Yeah, I got injured my very first year, bro. I had a stress fracture. Um, I was actually slated to start. What I'm saying? I had a really, really good preseason practices, doing really well, but ended up getting that stress fracture. It was out. I was out 3 months. So obviously
Mm.
that slowed things down big time. So from that point, I was just really kind of I had to rehab. So I came back maybe one game before. I want to say the last two or three games of preseason. Kentucky and Oklahoma. My first game was against Kentucky. Did my
Mm.
thing, went out there, played well for my very first game down in Rupp. Racist crowd, what I'm saying? As a freshman, seeing all of this craziness. So it's like I was able to handle that, did my thing. Oklahoma, got busy on them in Oklahoma. But freshman year was a lot of ups and downs, just getting stronger, mentally allowing myself to, learn a lot, because there's a lot of plays, it's really hard to. I think this is around the time when Izzo was, this is definitely around the time when Coach Izzo was running a million plays a game, what I'm saying? Before, he started letting guys kind of just, play a little bit more open. But yeah, I had to learn a lot, bro. Once again, man, the defensive schemes. Um, and it's amazing to see how, like, guys are picking up on certain things a lot faster now, because I truly believe, like, some of these college coaches are a lot more lenient towards these guys because they understand that the
Mm.
culture is a lot different. They know that these guys is one and done. They know that these guys can come in and pretty much dictate pretty much what they want to do at this point, So it's a
Yeah.
different era of basketball, So at that time, these coaches, they had no problems holding the player back. You know what I'm saying? They had no problems, what I'm saying, benching guys and stuff like that, because they didn't feel no threat, because they knew that, guys would stay 2 or 3 years, 4 years and stuff like that. So the level of pressure to keep players wasn't as high. You know what I'm saying? Guys were leaving early at times, but not like now. You know what I'm saying? Guys would go to the G League. You know what I'm saying? Guys would go overseas. Guys would do so many other options before they go to college. So I definitely, moving forward to my sophomore year, I could have left out my sophomore year, but I once again got injured. Coach Izzo was not letting me go in certain ways. You know what I'm saying? I remember one game, bro. It was not a game, but it was like going into my sophomore year. We had the green and white game. I was, boy, this when Shannon first got there. And this one I knew I'm coming out my sophomore year. I was stronger. I knew the system. And I was ready in my mind. You know what I'm saying? I remember the green and white game at like 35, bro. I was going crazy. Like, it was crazy. Like, it was to the point where Izzo got so mad. I remember one time I came down. This was around the time where step backs were considered bad shots, bro. Like, I was one of the, I think outside of Paul Pierce, I feel like I was one of the first guards at that time that was doing step backs and cashing them. You know what I'm saying? So I remember one time I came down. It was maybe 18 seconds on the shot clock, which is still kind of a bad shot. I went middle, boom, hit a step back, created space, let that boy fly, pass. Green and white game is fans, basically. Everybody, students, it's free. Everybody come there. We going against the green team, white team. He stopped the whole goddamn game. Pretty much just cussed me out and talk about, he's like, that shot he cussed me out for the area. It wasn't even it's still a kind of a practice setting. It's like a open practice, so to speak. But it was like thousands of people there. And he made it a point to embarrass me because I was literally it was one of those games where it's like, I'm not missing. You know what I'm saying? And every shot I take is open. But in his mind, he's thinking I got to figure out a way to stop this shit. Because if I allow him to get his confidence up the way it is, he's going to not only make me look bad as a coach because I have a system. And my system is set up to where guys score the way I want them to score in ways that we want them to score. I wasn't doing that. I was almost playing outside of the system, but my game, it was just free flowing. It's like I said, I'm coming down. He wanted the ball to go around 6, 7, 8 times. I'm just like, listen, my guys are I feel like I was ahead of my time in terms of how I played. But anyway, I had 35 points that game. After that, he made my life a living hell for about a week and a half. In terms of he just was one dimensional. All you can do is score. All you can do is shoot. He did a really good job of making me feel bad about having a lot of points. You dig what I'm saying? And I can go back and look at that game. I'm like, yo, that was a great shot. That was a great shot. That was a great shot. So part of me feels like at that point in time, he didn't want me to really take off the way I could have because he was like, he didn't want guys to leave early. If I would have continued on that route my sophomore year, I would have for sure been out of there my sophomore year. You know what I'm saying? So he played some mind games with me. He did. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, I ended up getting hurt. I ended up hurting my ankle, and that kind of slowed me down a lot. I ended up getting a hernia on both sides of my stomach. So you feel me? Yeah, I rarely tell that story because it just seems more fitting now. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that there was a point in time where Izzo was not trying to let guys play like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to earn that respectfully. In my sophomore year, you know what I'm saying, he started letting me get my thing off. You know what I'm saying? He let me go one-on-one. I was one of the first players he allowed to go up to the top of the key and break the guys down. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having to run a million plays, he's like, yo, just clear the fuck out, man. Let my mans go. You know what I'm saying? And get to it. And that's what happened. But I had to earn it. You know what I'm saying? So this is not me throwing Izzo under the bus. I'm just telling you a real life story. He didn't want me to leave for my sophomore year. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I wasn't ready. I mean, obviously life works the way it works, but the way I was going, I felt like I was good enough. Like I said, injuries and everything kind of slowed that down.
Yeah, I think you've gotten to a point where you have the full perspective now. So, of course, in the moment you frustrated, man, because you want to make it to the league, you want to shine, and it's your personal journey that you want to go through. But now you can look back and see the full picture, and it's like, okay, maybe take my emotions out of it and just look at it for what it was. Like,
Yeah.
both parts can be true. He could have been messing you up in your career, but he could have had some type of, positive intent or some benefits to it overall too. So I appreciate that you're able to like share the story, but not be like trying to down him too, because a lot of people would be like just downing him, dogging him the whole time. Like,
Nah. I want to give it all. I want, like you said, to give it full perspective.
yeah,
Obviously, every coach, out of respect and understanding, like hey, they all got their own personal agendas, especially at that time. You know what I'm saying? It was this was a time. It was like um, players wasn't just growing off of trees like that. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then you get
nah,
some. Oh yeah, he cold. But now you getting a
mm-hmm,
million cold kids. Like so, it's like it's a lot different now, man. So it was great, man. I feel like he really wanted to mold me into like a more of a I don't want to say team player, but just a system, just the folk fit into the system. The way I was playing
mm-hmm,
was definitely it wasn't necessarily fitting into their system. It was kind of like
mm-hmm,
it was obvious, you know what I'm saying? But it was kind of
yeah,
like even the players was like, "Damn, bro," but they knew how I got down, and
mm-hmm,
just what it was, So it's cool though. Yep.
yeah. Yeah, I think back in the day, like coaching, like you said, it was more about the system and what I wanted to run as a coach. That's what we're gonna run as a team. And you either just got the best talent you could, which like you said, it wasn't a whole bunch of people that are just like cold like that, falling
Yeah,
left and right. So if you got the coldest dude, you're gonna figure out how to fit him into your system unless he just like absolutely don't fit at all with anything you're trying to work on. And if not,
yeah,
everybody's around it gonna fit the system. So like, it's nothing like how it is right now. So it's
yeah,
totally different.
yeah, exactly. Izzo, like I think like the 2 years before that, like he had Marcus Taylor leave early, then he had like Jason Richardson leave early. He had guys leave early, and he wasn't really too happy about that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Obviously, he want guys to make to the NBA, and that's good on him. But
Yeah.
Izzo want to win national championships, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? And he want to, and he did promise my mom I'll graduate. So it's like he cared about all of that stuff, bro. So it's man, it's everything's different now, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad everything turned out the way it did, man. Because I ended up having a great senior year. End up, you know what I'm saying, having a great junior year. You know what I'm saying? Went crazy my junior year. You know what I'm saying? Led us in scoring. Was top 5 in the Big Ten in scoring. All Big Ten. What happened in the tournament? Oh shit, we went to the Final Four that year. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Beat Duke and Kentucky in the same year. Played in the Final Four. I led the game in scoring 24, 25 points against 7 NBA guys. Who knows what had to happen if Allen Anderson didn't get hurt. If Allen Anderson was actually 100%, bro, we probably would have won, bro. Like AI, I mean, damn, yeah, but on Double A had 0 points, bro. He's our second leading scorer, dog.
Hmm.
And we lost to like 7 dudes who went in the first round, bro. Like
Yeah.
we was up at half. We was up at half, man. And it just man, turn it down. Babysitting my stepson. Loud ass music,
Like,
but yeah, bro. Yeah. Michigan State was fun though. Yeah, my senior year got busy. You know what I'm saying? Led the Big
mhm.
Ten in scoring. Had some rough patches during the Big Ten run, but man, overall, bro, my Michigan State experience was amazing, bro. I truly enjoyed it from left to right, up to down, front to back. Party hard. It was knocking out music. Was knocking out chicks. Was knocking out everything, bro. Like college was fun, bro. I had a great time, man, and I'm grateful for Michigan State and everything that it provided for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, prepared me for life too.
Mhm. Tell me about a couple of NBA guys you played with and against. Like you mentioned Shannon Brown and everybody else, but like mention some of the guys that you played with and against.
Man, yeah, my rookie year, we had Dirk, Jerry Stackhouse, Josh Howard, Jason Terry. Um,
No, in college.
in college.
Yeah.
Oh man, shit, yeah, Shannon, Paul Davis. Paul Davis played with the Clippers.
Hmm.
He's let's say his late first round pick. Um, Allen Anderson. He played in the league for a while. Who else I played with in college? USA team. I played on USA team. 19 and under squad. We had D Brown, Darren Williams, JJ Redick. JJ didn't play though; he was hurt. Mustafa Shakur, Ryan Hollins, CJ Watson. Yeah, we have a squad, bro. We did our
Oh
thing out
yeah.
there. As far as guys I played against, man, yeah. Melo. So, played against Melo his freshman year. TJ Ford was tough. Andrew Bogut. Man, it's a whole lot of guys, dog. We played against Kansas, didn't we? Yeah, we played Kansas. They had some guys. I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. Devin Harris. It was Devin Harris. I think that. Yeah, it's a lot of guys. That's the only thing. Keith Bogans. We played Duke 3 times, so already know they have some guys in between.
Oh yeah. What about did y'all play Florida at all?
Damn, yeah. We played Florida my freshman year in the tournament. We popped them. I had 16 points, led the game scoring.
So you played against the Joakim Noah, Al Horford, that crew?
It was a little bit younger than me. You know what I'm saying? They had Anthony Robeson and who was that? Yeah, Ant Rowe, Matt Wash. Who was that? I forgot. Yeah. We played them our second game in the tournament, my freshman year. Yeah, I got busy that freshman year in the tournament too. I had 16 against them. I think Colorado had like 11. Maryland had like 30. Yeah. I got busy that year. We made it to the Elite Eight. Look at that Florida game. I forgot we played Florida. Sheesh. Yeah.
Tell me about that Final Four game, man, and how that was for you. For you to go off like that, but still just not really get all the way there.
Yeah, like I said, bro, like, honestly, AI, I mean, I keep saying calls AI. Allen Anderson, bro, like,
yeah.
Man, I still wish he has some serious knee issues, bro. And I'm surprised he was able to play. So I think we would have won, bro, if he had been anywhere healthy. I don't know how many points Shannon had. I think Shannon had like 80 points. I don't know. We just didn't have enough firepower, bro. But playing in the Final Four was bouncy, bro. That floor hit different, bro. It was almost like I jumped a little higher. Like the lights hit a little different. It just felt. There's a feeling that I can still feel. It's almost like I'm telling people this. It's like, remember when you first went to like an indoor pool?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you was a kid, like you like, oh man, I like this. You know what I'm saying? Like this kind of smells different. You know what I'm saying? You used to swimming outside. Like you go to an indoor pool, it's kind of just felt like more upscale or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro, it was. It smelled like a pool at the Final Four. Like it smelled like indoor pool, bro.
That's crazy. I ain't never heard of it.
Me either. The first gym I ain't never been to a gym after that smelled like a pool.
What was it at? What was the Final Four at?
Chlorine in that bitch. I think that was in Missouri. I could have sworn there was a pool like under the court. I'm just like, where are we at, bro? It didn't feel like a basketball gym.
That's crazy.
It felt at home, bro. I'm like, yo, I'm about to cook. I already knew it, bro. I was in the layup line. Elbow over. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna bounce. Let's go. Yeah, I got like 3 dunks that game, I think. Landing into the cup, J balls. I'm just like, yeah. Whoever's in this gym, I should have found that out. I think about it like, y'all should, like, what y'all got? What y'all doing here? Like, what happened? I would have just took the formula from that gym where it was in there. I'm just like, just bottled it up.
Yeah.
Just stick with me like some magic juice, like the Space Jam juice.
Yep.
You feel me?
Yeah,
it was a vibe, bro. That's all. I don't know. It was a vibe. I don't even remember a lot of people being there. That's the crazy part.
Really?
I just felt like I
was played UNC?
Yeah, bro. It didn't feel like I don't even remember seeing this, bro. It was like I was doing whatever I wanted to, bro.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They just defender on me. I'm following this out. Rashad McCants, that's my guy, but it was like he definitely didn't want to guard me. It was just felt like I was out there literally like just working on my game, bro. It was one of those games, but it just once again, man, it's a team sport. We just didn't have enough firepower, dog. But yeah, they ended up popping.
Yeah, UNC had like you said, like 7 NBA guys back then, bro. So that was a monster to go against, bro.
Yeah, like, big Sean May, Sean McCants, Marvin Williams, Ray Felton. A couple of them little bucketheads, man. I don't remember, but they was solid. cool. They won the championship that year, so I
Yeah.
didn't feel too bad about it.
Man, that's crazy, man. But I think your next year you went up against Adam Morrison. I think was it that year or the year after that?
Yeah. Next year,
You got him buckets too.
definitely max buckets. I played like 22 minutes. I had like 36. They made sure they fouled my ass out. They like, nah, out of here. I still look at some of the game. I'm like, damn, that's no way that's a foul. Can't. It's impossible. Impossible.
Mm.
You know, I played against Adam Morrison that summer before though in Nike camp. We was all down in Indiana. Brown was down there. Brown, we was kicking and stuff like that. All of the top hoopers in the country, we went to go coast to Nike camp.
Yeah.
I played against Adam Morrison down there. Bake session. Bake ZD. I was baking that boy so bad. I didn't even know we was gonna play Gonzaga. I don't remember ever knowing. I'm like, yo, Adam Morrison guy. Man, it was cool though, but I was like, he didn't want no parts in those runs. Because these are runs, we hooping. Ain't nothing saving. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is like you call your own fouls, bro. It was ugly in there. Even Brown was like, we play one-on-one, like King of the Hill. Frying all them boys, you know what I'm saying? Rudy Gay was there. Shannon was there. Shannon was frying boys too. Somehow they kept putting me and Shannon on the same team, bro. It was ugly. They put me, Bron, and Shannon on the same team one time. Me and Shannon on the wings. It was like, Bron didn't even have to score. He would throw that boy up. But then we play. When we play out of Morrison, and I'm like, this is easy lunch. I remember you from the summer. I'm like, you the guy that everybody they was too. I'm like, yeah, you about to catch all this work. Referee saw it in my eyes. They was like, yeah, this kid is he call fouls on me. I'm playing defense like this. I'm like, damn. I'm on an oak.
Dang.
I'm like, I'm coming back, bro. There's no way I'm gonna let you kill me, bro.
Dang, man. So after that, man, you finally get drafted, bro.
Cool.
What was the draft night like?
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking, bro. Because, I didn't know where I was going to get drafted. I was getting projected anywhere between, like, 14 and 28. The night before, they had me going to the Dallas Mavericks in the pre-draft projections at 28. Yeah, bro. So it's like, I didn't know, man. I thought I was going to go to New York. I thought I was going to go to Utah, Cleveland. It was very nerve-wracking, bro. But it was a beautiful thing in the end, to get my name called once again. Dream come true, going back to the Stephon Marbury thing. I'm just like, dang, that's that feeling. Because I definitely broke down. I broke down and cried, bro, national TV.
I was going to ask you.
Yeah, bro, that's what happened, bro. It was almost like all of that came, you know what I'm saying? Just imagine being a kid and how many years later you finally get to this point. Man, it's surreal, bro. And you know what's funny? It still feel like, damn, that was amazing. Because it's something like your childhood memory or something that still kind of holds precedence over anything in times of life, because it's like, I remember how that felt as a kid. You know what I'm saying? And so, to go up there and shake his hand, man, and, it was amazing, you know what I'm saying? Talked to Mark Cuban on the phone in the back. It was dope. Party that night. You know what I'm saying? Got my first action as an NBA guy. You know what I'm saying? As an NBA guy. Okay, this is what this like. I remember running to Melo. Like, yeah, man, he had this little low bucket hat on. He was like, yeah, man, work starts now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations. And then I run to CP3. We was all in the same club partying. CP, that's my guy, man. He's cool. We got stories too, man. But yeah, that's a story. That's all, man. It's all funny.
Give me one, man. Make it family friendly though, and keep that story family friendly.
Definitely, yeah. This ain't family friendly.
Let's hold off on that one until we stop recording. Then let's hold off on that one.
I didn't know this is a family friendly show. I'm over here kind of.
Nah, that's all good, bro.
Yeah.
But you went to Dallas. You got drafted in Dallas, man. What was Dirk like, bro? Because that's a people call people unicorn now, but for what he was in that time, he was a unicorn, bro. So what was Dirk like, man?
Yeah. He still is. He's probably the hardest worker, superstars I've been around, you know what I'm saying, in the gym before, after games. He was the first time I was like, dang, actually in here getting his workout in after games, bro. And it pushed you to have to go downstairs and get some shots up too. Dirk, he always had a shooting coach with him. Always cracking jokes, humble, cool to be around, worked really hard. I have nothing but good things to say about Dirk. Great player, one of a kind. You know, he's actually a pioneer in a way that, you know, we see people shooting off balance, 1-footers and stuff like that. You know, at one point in time, people was actually making fun of him. But he used to work at that, bro. Like he literally used to work at that. And Dirk was great, man. Always cracking jokes though, bro. Always roasting. He roast. He roasting, bro. Funny too.
I can kind of get that from him, but I didn't think he'd be like a guy who was just like constantly like that, man. But he's like that for real.
Oh yeah. He's definitely a jokester, bro. He go roast. We had quite a few roast sections. It's all good.
So was he like was he just like organically funny, or was he trying to be funny? Like, what was his comedy like?
Nah, it was OG. He was definitely organically funny. You could tell he was just he know he the man still, but you know, some people that know they the man and they crack jokes and people just laugh just because they the man. Like, nah, he actually kind of funny. I'm like, yeah, it's funny, man. Yeah, that's funny. You know, but nah, he was a good dude.
So what was a moment that you saw with him that was like, I see why you're like different. Like, you know, you see the work ethic, you hear the stories and all that stuff. But what's a moment you saw with your own eyes that you was like, that's why you're Dirk right there?
Man, it has to be just that work he put in after the games, bro. After playing 45, 46 minutes, you know what I'm saying, and still going on there with a full out workout. That right there was different. You know, we didn't even do that in college. You know what I'm saying? After games, you know what I'm saying, we pretty much go do what we do. You feel me? But like to see Dirk put that work in and just how you just destroying people on the court, bro. He won MVP that year, bro. Like we was the best record in the league. To this day, I played on one of the best teams in history. You know what I'm saying? We were number 7 as far as records right now. So it's like that, you know, that's probably because of Dirk's relentless cookeries. You know what I'm saying? Cooking everybody, bro. Like until we ran into Golden State.
What okay, from your perspective, what happened in that series, man? Because they went stupid. Like, what happened?
Man, we ran into a team that outmatched us, bro. You know what I'm saying? They had some dogs. They wasn't scared of Dirk. They had like, you know, guys like Jay Rich, Baron Davis, Monte Ellis, you know what I'm saying? Steven Jackson, like Michael Pietrus. Like they had some dogs, bro. You know what I'm saying? They was like, nah, we go punk Dirk. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what they did. And, I still wish I would have played a lot more of that series because that was literally right up my alley. And you know, the games that I did play, I did well. You know what I'm saying? I remember one game, I actually outscored Dirk. I had 10 points. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 minutes. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, dang, man, I wish I would have played more. You know, Matt Burns was out there wilding, acting like, man, as soon as I got in the game, I flavored him. I had this light-skinned nigga running around here talking crazy to me, man. Like hitting shots, looking on the side of the bench. I'm like, oh, key, wait till I get in. For a layup, I get in the game. Bow! Flew into E40. You know what I'm saying? Flagrant. Yeah. They gave me a nice little flagrant. I ain't even care. Even Avery Johnson was like, it's cool. But we needed that the whole game, and it was punking us the whole entire game. So I came back down the next play. Go to screen and roll to the lay boy. Flagrant me. Bang! Cool. All right, cool. You got me back. Gas my free throws. Me and Matt ended up becoming pretty cool after that. I ended up moving to LA a couple years after that, and saw him at sushi. I'm like, yo, man, remember that time that was crazy. Yeah, man. Cool though.
Yeah, that was a real serious for y'all, man, because that was the boys came out there and just they said, nah, bro. Yeah.
He was hooping, bro. Like, man, Baron Davis, like, come on, bro. We didn't have nobody for BD, bro.
Nobody does, period. Like,
yeah. Like Jay Terry, you know, he wasn't playing no defense. Devin Harris, you know, he's just too little. You know what I'm saying? Jay Rich was, come on, bro. Stackhouse was just was on his last legs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He wasn't really Stack was really, I don't know, during that period. Stack ended up playing a few more years after that, but at that period in time, Stack was like literally just a spot up shooter at that point in time.
Yeah. He ain't had a knees
He
like that.
wasn't. Oh man, them knees was dunzo.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how he did it. Them knees was, and Josh was probably one of those guys where it was like one they couldn't just do what they wanted to do it. But
Mm.
yeah, man, it was tough, bro. That was a really good team that year, man. I love the way they. Oh man, Monte Ellis was cold, bro.
Oh, I forgot about him. Monte was a beast, bro.
Come on, bro. Monte Ellis was a problem, bro. Monte
Crazy.
Ellis was a problem. They had somebody. They had David Lee too.
I don't think he was that year. I think he came after that.
I think they had the other dude, Adriana, the old Russian looking dude, though. What was it?
Andres Beatrice, something like that.
Yeah, the old guy looking at. One of them dudes, man.
Yeah.
One
Tell
of
me
them.
about Josh Howard, bro. Because I feel like he's so slept on, bro. Like Josh he was cold.
Man, you know what, bro? I had some real friends in the league, man. Josh is probably one of the real ones, man.
Mm.
He like his personality, man, his character, things he's been through. You know what I'm saying? What type of guy he is, bro. I think Josh is definitely one of the most realest cats I met in the league, bro. The ones I really appreciate to this day. Somebody I can always count on if I want to talk to somebody. He's just a good dude, man. As a basketball player, he did, man, he scored, you know what I'm saying? He knocked shots down, he played solid defense. He had a real wiry game, so he figured out ways to get in the lane and just score. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
floaters, you know what I'm saying? Josh Howard was cold. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Once again, um, he was maybe 5 to 6 to 8 years ahead of his time in
Yep.
terms of how he carried himself. You feel me? It's just kind of like niggas can smoke weed now in the NBA, man. There's no problems.
Mm-hmm.
That was a problem back then. You know what I'm saying? He was like, he was admitting to smoking marijuana, and that's pretty much blackballed him out the league, bro.
Mm.
Imagine that now.
That's crazy, bro. Like just thinking about that sometimes it's like small little simple things like that can throw a player completely off to where now it's like nobody blinks an eye at it. It's like, oh, you do what? All right, cool. So it's
Man, it's messed up, right? You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
kind of like, dang, man. Yeah, it just, it was way before his time, man. So it is what it is. But he's doing really well now. He's coaching. He's I'm really proud of the man that he's become, man, and it's
Mm.
inspiring to see. Because one thing I do is I really do enjoy watching people's growth. You know what I'm saying? And he's one of those people who I really enjoy watching. You know what I'm saying? Become a man. You know what I'm saying? And really do
Mm.
some really good things out here, especially for the for kids and stuff like that.
Mm. Hey, relax. It's okay. Listen, I understand that your goal is so big that it just feels daunting. It just feels overwhelming. Like you're trying to get to the NBA, you're trying to get to WNBA. You're trying to play D1 college ball. I understand sometimes that feels like a lot. But listen, you're not gonna make that jump from now tomorrow to be to the league or be in D1. So let's just slow down and focus on the whole journey. Enjoy where you're at right now, but don't get too comfortable. You have to still keep working. You still have to make some type of progress and still keep growing. All you gotta do is think about this. If the minimum I can do today is get 1% better, you winning. Because there are some people gonna take a step backwards. There are some people that's gonna stop and just be equal. But technically, you're not gonna be equal because I'm getting better than you, so it means you fell backwards now. And so you gotta get 1% better. Because it's a slow grind from where you're at now to where you want to get to. You don't have to worry about taking over the world in one day. Just take over step by step, one piece at a time, 1% better. It's a whole journey. Okay. You got this goal that's just hanging over you, weighing you down. But this goal, the end destination, it's not gonna change. So you have to appreciate the journey and taking steps to get there. You're a marathon runner, but the whole marathon is about focusing on that next step. So I need you to go ahead and look at whichever one you want. You can get this one one of the other ones. But I need you to get this reminder for you. Get you a hoodie, a t-shirt, whichever one, as a reminder that progress is my only goal. And progress don't mean I'm perfect. Progress don't mean I'm there. Progress means I'm getting better. Because better and better adds up to being the best you that you can be. But the best is not existing because you're always going to get better. So get you this peaceful reminder right here to say, hey, all I gotta do is be a little bit better, 1% better, and I'll get to that goal at some point. So remember, it's about the entire journey and not just the end goal. Because progress is the only goal. Yeah, man. So after that, you end up going to New Jersey before they
Yeah,
became the Brooklyn Nets. It was New Jersey Nets, man. So you got traded for J Kidd, right? That was the trade you was in?
yeah. Jason Kidd and those guys. Yeah. Swan Wright. I forgot who else. Swan Wright, Jason Kidd, and man, I don't remember that.
I
It
don't
was
remember
me,
either.
Sedona Chop, Devin Harris, and Trenton Hassel. We ended up getting traded to the Nets.
Mm-hmm.
Here. This was around All Star break. This was around after All Star break. Yep.
So it was I'm gonna say Brooklyn, but what was New Jersey like, man?
As far as the organization or just playing with them.
Yeah, just playing with them.
Uh, that first year it was a tough transition. Sophomore year, second year, I was really trying to make my way with the Mavericks and stuff like that. So it was a tough transition. I was actually excited, because I thought I was gonna get more opportunity over there, but
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't necessarily the case. So for me personally, bro, I started partying a lot. To be honest with you, you know what I'm saying. I wasn't even taking ball super serious at that point in time. The team was terrible. You know what I'm saying. It was tanking. You know what I'm saying. It was the environment was not a winning environment during that period of time. Let's be clear. You know what I'm saying. Rod
Mm-hmm.
Thorne was amazing. That's my guy. I got love for that dude. You know what I'm saying. He always had love for me, man. And but Lawrence Frank, good old X's and O guy, great X's and O guy. But once again, he just wasn't a guy that I actually meshed with very well. But ultimately, I don't really think that he didn't like me as a basketball player. You know what I'm saying? As a person, we was good, but as a player, nah, not so much. And that's not speculation. You know what I'm saying? There's certain times when I get the ball, he like, oh shit, here we go. Like he would say certain things like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of like, I'm running through Vince right now. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? That was a known thing, and I was gonna fry Vince Carter in practice, and he know that. That's my guy. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? But he was catching hell in practice from me. And it was more political over there. Even what I'm saying, when they wasn't even winning. I'm just like, dang. So for me personally, bro, I was like, dang, I ain't getting no playing time. And New York is right across the bridge. You go experience this. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
and that's me taking full accountability. You know what I'm saying? I started partying. You know what I'm saying? The focus went towards that. It wasn't in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So, and Coach Frank, like I said, you're not even gonna give me a chance, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not blaming it all on him. I'm not blaming it all on him. I'm just saying it's like that's the situation though. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
he was I like Coach Frank though. I really do. I still it's funny because after I retired, I started doing speaking engagements in the NBA, teaching the players. You know what I'm saying? The importance of transitioning and setting themselves up for life after basketball. Some of the things that they needed to be focused on while they were playing in terms of networking, building, finding other passions. So I was part of the transition program, you know what I'm saying? So I spoke to all 29 teams, and I remember going to the Los Angeles Clippers, running into them, and it was all love. You know what I'm saying? We cracked jokes about a lot of stuff. And it was kind of good to kind of see like, oh, man, I've grown a lot since the last time me and you were actually in the same environment. But playing for the Nets, it wasn't a pleasurable situation. I really enjoy Vince Carter. I really enjoy Stromile Swift. I enjoy playing with like guys like Trent Hassel. Because I went, I played there in my next year. I got a little bit more of a chance and opportunity, but it just never clicked there. You know what I'm saying? And once I got over there and got a taste of that New York nightlife, I kind of fell into that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely fell into that. I had my shining moments though, but it wasn't enough to be, nothing to brag about. You feel me? You know.
So I got to get one Vince Carter story out you, bro. I got to give me one good Vince Carter where it's just something I people don't always hear about. Give me one good VC story.
I thought this was a family friendly show, man.
Come on, bro. You got nothing, man. Nothing.
Yeah, man. These family friendly, all the good stories, man. It requires, you know what I'm saying. But nah,
All right, give me a basketball one then, man. A highlight or behind the scenes story or something,
man.
bro. Give
All right, I
me
would say this,
something, man.
bro. Vince Carter is one of the most talented players ever, bro. He's so underrated on how really good he is, man. His handle was a lot better than people thought. His passing was a lot better than people thought. He could shoot. I was playing with VC when he wasn't even playing serious, bro. It was like he didn't want to be in New Jersey like that. So it was like he didn't like Coach Frank. So it's like that's the truth. He didn't like Coach Frank. He never really liked the coaching staff, so he never really played hard for those guys. So but one thing I was man, Vince was my he was my party partner, bro. Like man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was a party, but like party in the streets. You know what I'm saying? That sounds crazy right now, but I used to fry Vince though in practice. It was bad. It just got to the point where it's like people used to be instigating, like, "Oh yeah, Moe, you worked the other night in practice." But hey man, light went off. My bad, bro. VC man, that's my guy, dog. Real humble, real down to earth, great guy. One of those people. He's another one outside of Josh Howard where he ain't go front on me. You know what I'm saying? He always gonna be cool. He always gonna be the same dude, man. Mm-hmm. He go he go look out how he can. But VC's is a good guy, man. Overall, good dude. He like I said, I was just playing with Vince Carter when he wasn't really taking basketball serious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So all right. So let's get into this transitioning phase. Went to Minnesota. We ain't gonna go too deep into that one, man. But you retirement was like something that you when did the first thought of retirement and transition out of that? What was that moment like for you?
It never felt like a retirement. I felt like I was just literally moving on. If that makes sense. I never felt like, oh, this is retirement. It never crossed my mind. I just knew that I was ready to move on. You feel me? And I always told myself, I'm like, man, I started in the NBA and I'm gonna finish in the NBA. That was always my goal. I'm like, I'm not about. I never had any interest in being a journeyman. Period. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of in between that was going on, within my mind and stuff like that, and with basketball that we didn't even hit on in terms of what made it so much easier for me to make the decision. But ultimately, when I got released from the Minnesota Timberwolves, man, that year and that summer, I was playing my best ball as a pro. You know what I'm saying? Like I was doing really well. Played summer league, torched summer league. Went up to some Tim Gerger's camp, torched a lot of guys over there, and then ended up signing with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Got hurt my preseason. The whole entire preseason, I got signed. I signed with them with a non-guarantee contract, so I had to make the team. So all preseason, once again, going in. I'm playing the one at this point. I'm playing the one. Kurt Rambis, we're doing the triangle offense. I got adjusted to it, but I'm at the one. I'm just like, all right, cool. They wanted me to come in and play the point. It's funny because I ended my basketball career on how I started at the one. So anyway, I ended up we went to France. Man, we in practice. Kevin Love, Nene, boom, quad contusion. That boy I was out, dog. Like the quad contusion boy, I was on crutches for a couple of weeks. This is during preseason where I got to make the team, bro. Imagine that. And this is low key around the time where they couldn't waive guys that was injured, so they at least had a chance to prove themselves. So lo and behold, man, somehow I was able to get healthy enough to play before the very last preseason game against the Milwaukee Bucks. This was basically to determine whether I was going to make the team or not. But mind you, I was honestly, outside of Kevin Love, outside of Kevin Love, I was probably playing the best basketball out of everybody in training camp before injury. You know what I'm saying? That's big time facts, So And that's not saying a lot because we didn't have a lot of guys at the time. I think we had like Michael Beasley, Sebastian Telford, Wesley Johnson, you know what I'm saying? Corey Brewer, you know what I'm saying?
Bunch of young guys, bro.
So, you know, that wasn't really like a big deal. Like Wayne Ellington, like nothing against these guys, but it's like I was playing way better than them, you know what I'm saying? Easily. You know what I'm saying? So I caught that needle by Big K Love, dog. But I was like literally on crutches, like, yo, I can't feel my leg. You know what I'm saying? It still hurt to this day, dog. No lie. So I ended up going to rehab, you know, for the remainder of the month. I had like damn near maybe 3 weeks to get better, bro. Maybe, if that. So it's like I spent all that time while they was going on the road, I had to stay back in rehab. So I came back for the very last game against the Milwaukee Bucks. And, scored 8 points, like 6 assists, and like 5-6 rebounds, bro. You know what I'm saying? Made the team that night. You feel me? I'm just like, okay, I got my 4th year in the league.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 4 years, you get your pension. I always told him, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna at least get my pension. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Who gets the pension at least? So, you know, play. Long story short, I ended up getting released like November 8th. And then at that time, bro, just like when they released me, bro, I just felt, I'm like, damn, I'm not even upset about this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I did a lot of deep thinking, you know what I'm saying? Tapped in, you know what I'm saying? Got prayed up, you know what I'm saying? And I had spent enough time away from the game at that point. I'm just like, I'm good. I think I'm literally good. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I made that decision. I'm like, you know, I think I'm good. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't, I didn't come out and be like, yo, I'm retiring from the NBA. I was like, I'm not coming back. Moved to LA shortly after, you know what I'm saying, in that spring, you know, and I really started pursuing music. And I fell in love with the freedom, bro. I fell in love with the freedom. I fell in love with being on my own terms. I fell in love with being accountable just for where I needed to be, where I wanted to be. It felt good, bro. I'm like, this was amazing. I don't feel like I don't know if I ever felt this free before. You know what I'm saying? In terms of just, it's almost like I didn't even. Yeah, it was that. You know what I'm saying? But once again, you know, when we do another show, I can get a little bit more deeper into details why I made my decision so much easier. But ultimately, bro, I really enjoyed, you know what I'm saying, just kind of just running around musically and trying to. It was just a new world for me, and I was excited about it. And, it felt new. You know what I'm saying? It just felt like it felt right. So yeah, and at that point, I think I got called back. Minnesota Timberwolves tried to sign me again. The Pelicans tried to sign me, and I was already good. I was like, man, I'm cool on this side. You know, so I never looked up.
Dang, man, that's probably unique from my perspective because I don't know. I ain't talked to all the NBA players, but I hear pieces of where like players struggle with transitioning and moving on from the game because it's like you've been basketball from like 6 years old till 20 something or 30 something. It's like, brother, to move on from that, it's like you don't know how to because you've been basketball your whole life, man. So for you to say that you weren't struggling with that, it's just like, oh, this is just a transition. It wasn't like a retirement, it wasn't like an ending. It's just like coming from like dribbling from left hand to right hand. Like you didn't pick it up, you just transition over, bro. So for you to say that, bro, it's like, yeah,
That's
that's
exactly what it
dope, man.
was. It don't feel like a retirement, none of that. It just feel like I just transitioned to a new phase in life, bro. And lo and behold, you know, it's funny that year that my very last year, they called me to the rookie transition camp. I spoke at the rookie transition camp. Me and Maurice Ager, Jared Jack. Who else was there? Yeah. But for whatever reason, bro, like, see how that's how God worked, bro. I was still literally, I went to go meet with the New York Knicks because this is where the rookie transition camp is in New York. I was supposed to sign with the Knicks. I actually got a verbal agreement from the GM. By the time I got back to Dallas, it was already kind of like in the newspapers and everything. It was a done deal. And for whatever reason, I know for a fact, Mike D'Antoni didn't want to sign me at that time. You know what I'm saying? Rumor is him and Coach Izzo had beef, so he didn't want to mess with no Michigan State guys. That's the political bullshit. You know what I'm saying? The GM like, yo, we want Moe Ager, man. He's playing some of his best ball since a pro. He fit in really good here in New York. You know, we wanted to draft him, but we ended up going with, you know, Ronaldo. This is the perfect time to actually circle back. Mike D'Antoni had problems with Izzo during the USA. You know what I'm saying? Whenever they was playing coaching USA some years before that. This is the word on the streets though, like I know from reliable sources.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the type of political games that go on. I'm like, hell no. In my mind, I'm just like, I can't allow nobody to have that much dictation over my life and power over my life. For me personally,
Mm-hmm.
it just never sat well for me to know that somebody can determine where I can be, when I can be, and how I can be there. Nah, no, it's not going down like that.
So it's not that you're mentally weak. It's just that you don't really understand where your mental toughness is. You don't understand where exactly you're mentally strong at. It's even crazy. You probably don't even really understand what mental toughness actually is. And I don't blame you because usually we just have coaches yelling at us and fussing at us saying, hey, be mentally tough. You're being weak right now. You're being soft right now. But it's not the full scope and it doesn't give you any true understanding of what mental toughness is and how you can get better at it. And so I'm here to help you guys out. Because just imagine I gave you a pill right here in my hand. Just imagine. And within that pill, it gave you just a epiphany where you just brain just blew up and you're just like, oh my goodness, you got so much better understanding. Now your game just grows by 10x and you just a whole different person now. Bro, I got the pill for you right here. Never fear. B's Mental Toughness Playbook ebook is here. You feel me? So in this whole little playbook I got for you, just a small little ebook, it breaks down the mental game of understanding what mental toughness is in different areas of what your mental toughness is and how you can actually grow it and get better and enhance it. So, look in the link, look in the description, and to go ahead and purchase it and do yourself a favor by just understanding what mental toughness actually is and also understanding how you can actually grow it and what you need to get better at it. So, just the Mental Toughness Playbook, small little ebook. I'm just trying to tell you, hey, can't say I didn't warn you.
Bro, so people I got work, dog. So this is how I know for a fact that it was meant for me to be like a person to help people during transition, not only in sports, but just anything that they do in life. Like I literally help people transition from different phases in their life, bro. So I know it was always for a bigger purpose. You dig what I'm saying? So how is it that like I'm still a guy that's on the cusp and being in the NBA because I'm trying to make a team, but somehow the NBA called me to come talk about transition, rookie transition. I'm up on the panel. You feel me? So anyway, after that I go meet with the Knicks and stuff like that, meet with Timberwolves. But anyway, years later, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, I was a part of the NBA transition program for the NBA Players Association and the NBA. So I would travel to different teams. Boom, I'm in there building about how important it is to transition. The program went on for maybe 2 years or so. And then from that point, man, I knew that, I made the right choice. And it's always for a bigger reason. Everything's for a bigger reason, man. The fact that I didn't fight it was a beautiful thing for me. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, it's great to hear, man. Because I hate to hear our players struggle with that, bro. Like it's tough to hear, man. Especially when you're a fan of them, and it's like they struggling for like 2-3 years when they retire, bro, man. So it's good to hear that you made a smooth transition from that, man. So
yeah, it was challenging, though. I mean, it wasn't like and it's still challenging to this day in many ways. But ultimately, it's a beautiful thing to be able to help people that's looking to move from one phase, man, and comfort people in their choices. Like, oh man, and people coming to me, you know what I'm saying, like players and stuff like that. They look up to me, bro. And they be tapping in just because they want to know how to make those transitions. And it's crazy because we was able to kind of create those tools for them because a lot of these tools didn't exist, prior. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a lot of younger guys coming back talking. I was still kind of pretty young, and it was a lot easier for them to relate to me versus Hubert Davis, old ass coming. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Purpose Ellison is somebody like, yo, they like, all right, man, cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was somebody that I was still doing cool stuff, making music, Dr. Dre, like, so it hit a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. We're gonna have to I want to get so deep into like your post basketball career stuff and life, everything you got going on now, man. But we're gonna have to do part 2, bro, because
yeah, no doubt. Yeah,
you got so much going on, man. So I definitely want to get into it, but we had to cut a little bit short right here, man. But before we get out of here, man, you got a little nugget or a gem you want to give like a young player that's looking to get to college ball, looking to get to the pros, man, something that you can give them to like just help them through this journey.
Yeah, man. Read my book. I always wanted to say that, bro. It's in the book.
That's dope. I ain't mad about that. That's funny.
No, stay tapped in on that imagination, bro. For real, man. Get back to like, working on your game by yourself. Get up early, nobody else around, and really get in tune with God, man, because those are the moments where you're getting different ideas, you use your imagination, your thoughts are clear. Get in that gym by yourself, man, and really put in, get lost in the gym, man. Get lost in those just working on your game by yourself, man. Imagine yourself crossing over some of the greatest players. Imagine yourself hitting game winners. Imagine yourself hitting the winning free throws by yourself, bro. And you will see how meditative and how much stronger you'll get, man, if you stand tapped in with your inner self and stand tapped in with, with your game by yourself. Like, it's something about it, bro. And it's a lost art right now. So I think, staying tapped in with that is definitely going to help young players really take themselves to the next level, man. Even if you're not in the gym, man, just go to a park bench, get that ball. Damn, God, through the legs. Yeah. Close those eyes. Like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Meditate, man. Close your eyes. See yourself where you want to be. And take the steps. Be relentless in your grind. Be relentless in your hustle. You know what I'm saying? Know what you want. Listen to your coaches. But most importantly, man, listen to yourself, dog. Because, it's always inside of you. You know what I'm saying? You just got to make sure you're moving on that intuition and that imagination. Get on that court. Work on your game, man. Work on your game. Work on your game, bro. Like, none of that. I ain't trying to sound like an old head, but it's like all of this. Y'all want to be superstars too early. You know what I'm saying? Focus on the work. Yeah, like I looked in the camera this time, bro. I was looking in the camera talking. You know what I'm saying? I looked in the camera.
Yeah, you had to get right into the eyes with that one, man. You got to.
Yeah, I'm talking to the young hoopers, man. Get in the gym by yourself early. No excuses. Work on your game, man. Work on all of that, bro. Work on shots you're going to take in the game. And, most importantly, man, trust God, bro. You know what I'm saying? Trust the process.
That's the most important piece, man. Just basically trusting in God and trusting in yourself, bro. That's all you got at the end of the day, man. So, yeah. Appreciate you coming on, brother. Means a lot. For everybody watching and listening, I need you to help me out. Help me help you. Go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel because it's a dope one, man. I do a lot of dope interviews, as you see. Got amazing guests like this coming on, sharing their stories and stuff, man. So subscribe if you listen on Spotify, Apple, whoever else. Hit the follow, subscribe, whatever button they got there. Hit that so you just follow along with the podcast. Got dope conversations, debates, of course, interviews like this with dope people doing dope stuff, man. So tap in with that. Follow me on social media at BeBall Jones. That's BeBall Jones. Pretty much every social media, no matter which one. I'm probably on there more than likely. And of course, follow the guest that we have here, Moe Ager, on Instagram. He's sharing a lot of stuff that he got going on, man. The books he talked about, the clothing brand, like he's speaking. He got a lot going on, man. So go ahead and follow the book right there. He said he wrote 5 of them, man. So you got different options, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, boom. We talking about health, spirituality, basketball. Big book too, like this, like a magazine. Like, yeah, bro, we outside, bro. I'm not wasting no time with my life, man. Y'all shouldn't either. Get to it, man. You get ideas. We got every tool we need to bring our ideas to life. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all love basketball, but like, you know what I'm saying? Utilize all your skills, man. You got a lot in you. Let it flow.
Yeah, man. So tap in with him, bro. You got 5 books, clothing brand, everything, man. So and then go to the website. It's right there. But I'm gonna have the description and link below, man, so y'all can tap in with him, see what you got going on. So that's it for me. You got anything else you want to share with the people, man?
Nah, man, that's it, man. We're gonna do a part 2, man. We're gonna get into it.
Most definitely, man. So appreciate you coming on. Thank you everybody for listening. But that's it, man. We'll see you next week.